Time for a look at what's making headlines here in France, and I'm joined on set by Clément Bonneau. Good morning.
Hi, Delano.
You're starting out with one of our top stories, the big clash tonight between Marine Le Pen and Emmanuel Macron, their last televised debate.
That's right. Le Parisien aujourd'hui en France calls it a historic debate on its front page. It will be the only debate between the two candidates before Sunday's crucial vote. And the stakes are high for both candidates. Emmanuel Macron is still widely expected to win, but he's taken a slight hit in the polls. Marine Le Pen, meanwhile, is trailing her rival by 20 percentage points, but her camp says victory is still within reach.
But why is this debate being described as historic?
Well, for the first time since World War II, the two candidates who qualified for the final runoff are from non-mainstream parties. Emmanuel Macron is a former socialist, of course, but he launched his own En Marche movement last year. Marine Le Pen, meanwhile, was until recently the leader of the National Front, a party founded by her father, Jean-Marie Le Pen. And it's also the first time that a far-right candidate will take part in the runoff debate. If you remember, back in 2002, Jacques Chirac refused to face off with Marine Le Pen's father, Jean-Marie, saying that the National Front was an enemy of the Republic.
Now, a lot has changed in the past 15 years, and papers are warning that this could be an explosive debate.
That's right. 20 Minutes says it will be a battle of words and also a battle of egos. Both Marine Le Pen and Emmanuel Macron are known for having very high opinions of themselves. You would expect that from any top politician. And it could be their weakness. 20 Minutes talked to people who've debated with either Marine Le Pen or Emmanuel Macron in the past. Marine Le Pen is described as being very pugnacious, sometimes even aggressive. She does well when she's in control, but she gets nervous when her opponents start making fun of her or start discussing technicalities. Emmanuel Macron, meanwhile, is a very articulate politician, but his main weakness is that he can be too abstract and sometimes he can talk for several minutes without really saying anything.
And she called him out on that once before in the first debate, I recall. Clément, can tonight's debate really be a turning point between now and Sunday?
Well, millions of viewers are expected to watch tonight's debate, but it's unlikely to change the outcome of the election, according to left-wing newspaper Libération. Actually, Libération reminds us that previous presidential debates didn't have an impact on the final results. Generally, at this point, people have made up their minds as to who they're going to vote for, and this debate is just here to validate their decision.
Except that this time around, a lot of people saying they're not going to go out and vote.
That's right. Voter abstention could be much higher this Sunday than it was 2 weeks ago in the first round of the election. Many of those who voted for far-left candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon in particular say that they refuse to choose between the candidate of fascism and the candidate of finance. Now, there have been countless articles and opinion pieces in French newspapers these past few days urging voters to vote on Sunday. And satirical weekly Charlie Hebdo is weighing in this week with this rather unusual cover. No sleazy cartoons here, just this message: faut vraiment vous faire un dessin. Do we really need to draw a picture? In other words, do we really need to spell out how important it is to vote on Sunday? Now, Charlie Hebdo describes itself as apolitical, but this time it is clearly urging voters to beat Marine Le Pen. According to the satirical weekly, what's at stake is no less than the future of democracy.
Clément Bonneau, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much for that spin through the international press.